So our primary job is to focus on our spiritual conscious development, to become really black enlightened in our own minds, to transcend the barriers that has been imposed on us by our relationship to our slave masters, to the institution of slavery, to transcend those illusions. That's our primary job. And in doing that, we are now moving back into our divine position. Because we got two enemies. One, we're not getting back into position, and another one, someone does not honor or is going against us moving into that position. Do y'all see what I'm saying? That's two different enemies. It's not just one enemy. The white man is the enemy. The white man is not stopping you from doing all that you can do to move into your divine position. That's a fact. But yet, he is giving resistance because it benefits him and his demonic level of rulership for you not to be in your position. Because now he gets to walk around and play the boss because you're not in your position. So those are two forces that we must go up. We must move to our position. And if one of them feel tough enough to stop us while we're moving in the position, then we have to behead them. But the whole key is getting into the position, because when you get there, the light energy itself, the light energy manifesting, will degenerate Dracula. Y'all hear what I'm saying? If you can run to the sunlight and let the vampires chase you, then the light itself will get them. Y'all follow what I'm saying? You can try to fight them in the darkness, but when you yourself run into the light of the knowledge and wisdom and understanding of who you are, then Dracula will have to what? Be destroyed by the very light itself. So our goal is to become conscious, which is to become enlightened. And if you break down the word enlightened, that means you're trying to get in light. And you're trying to lighten up your mind, because it's heavy stuff that is weighed on your mind. Egotistical attachments, worries, concerns, confusions, and doubts. That has become very heavy on our mind. To become enlightened is to detach yourself from that. To lighten up your consciousness. So now you are free mentally to channel your energy unblocked by the contents of your own thinking. So that's a part of being enlightened. Literally. Because the European has put things there. Debt. And put certain ideas. And set up certain things to keep your mind stuck on stupid. It's a fact. He got us worrying about so much, we can't channel our own energy. Literally. We can't channel our own energy solid enough to focus on manifesting the reality we want to create. Because all of our thought energy versus coming together as a solid power is being scattered into bills and debts and fear and all this type of stuff. Then that's the strategy. But if you can enlighten your mind, come away from all those attachments, then in the moment, you can focus all your energy on the creation of what you want to manifest and not get pulled away by all of his delusions. That's why they set up. You go to college and you go through there and you're thinking that you're going to graduate and get a job. But you go out of there in debt. You went there to accelerate, but you came out of there in debt. That's deep. But you was free when you started. But by the end of it, you became a debtor slave. That's no accident. Because if your mind and energy has a debt weighed on you, how do you build something? You can't even get your energy because now your energy is caught up in a debt. So now you in the hole. You come out of it in the hole. That's a strategy. They've been doing this for years. And no one knows about the development of systems than the European. So if they know this keeps happening and people keep falling in this particular pit hole, an intelligent, systematic designer will what? Remove the pit hole. Unless they didn't care and they capitalized on people who fell in the pit hole. That's the only conclusions we can come to. You've seen this happen over and over for years. People get out of college, come into debt. Is there any other way they could have designed a way for people to harmoniously flow through this entity? They could have, but that was not their concern. It's set up for exactly what it's for. And many people who have talents and abilities given to them by the ancestors that they came to earth with cannot even manifest them because their mind is clouded by a debt to an institution. They can't get that off of their mind. But I got this skills. I can work on this and create. But damn, I owe that debt. How am I pay that debt? And now they're overqualified and supremely talented, and now they have to go get a job at McDonald's to pay off a debt after going through a school that's supposed to be for higher learning, on the end of being highly learned, all they can do is get a job at McDonald's to pay off a debt. That's deep. Then they get fired from McDonald's, lose their self-esteem, now they on crack. Do y'all see how it's set up? Do y'all see how it's set up? You went to college, and it was more dominant energy to drink alcohol and smoke weed and experiment with drugs than it was to stay on focused on the curriculum. Is that by design? Come on, you can create an institution and say, well, now we're going to let you into this building. Follow me with this. You went to high school and they kind of controlled the drug environment a little bit. It still was some elements of it there, but it was controlled. But now they send you into an institution where they know all these elements are in there. Realistically, they know that you're probably going to what? They got the statistics. You're probably going to move to self-destruction quicker than you're going to move to self-creation. So that very institution itself is a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. So by the time you have escaped and actually made it through the environment of people depressed, confused, do not know what they want to do, they've been pushed into the institution. They don't know what they're going there for. So they're open to all of these different pitfalls. And now you're in an environment with these type of people. That's deep. And if you do make it through, all you have now to show for that you made it through is a debt. That's deep. If you had to pick a lesser job, then why you didn't do that out of debt? Why would you go to 4 years of school to just get any type of job to pay off a debt? So they have put our people into mental slavery through their institutions. So my whole point is enlightenment is when you can escape and transcend all of the traps imposed by the material world, by the European. Now in Hinduism, they talk about Maya and the illusion of the material world and how enlightenment is going beyond the illusions of the material world. The European is a material being. He's focused on materialism. He really has no soul. He lives in the material world, capitalizes and exploits. This planet right here is his playing ground. When spirits descend to this level of material consciousness, this is where this is his home. This is his, it's like the garbage man that lives in the garbage. This is his place. While this may be some place we have descended to realize our divinity, this really is where he really acts. This is where the only place he exists at. The only place he exists. So whenever we get caught up into the material world of illusions, which he have mastered with his marketing strategies and propagandas and billboards and commercials and lights in Hollywood, he mastered this. So when we get caught up into that, to the material illusions, then we become subservient to him. That's where he is the master and the ruler at. But when we go above material illusions and get to our level of conscious enlightenment, he has zero power there. Because you cannot, if you cannot enslave somebody mentally, you cannot enslave them physically. They have to believe in limitation in order to be limited. He's a master at making people believe in limits. A master. He got thousands of people behind bars who believe they cannot get out. And the only thing stopping them is their belief that they cannot get out of jail. That's it. Because if you look at the proportion of people who have tried to get out, you will find the numbers dwindling. So you know it's a belief when you have not challenged the illusion. Right. Do you feel what I'm saying? Yeah. You don't even know if you could get out. You ain't even tried. So you're operating out of a belief and a limitation that has been imposed to you. But the knowledge itself takes you above all illusion of limitation. And all you can see from a perspective of knowledge itself is your ability to create and manifest your reality. That's all you can see. You can't see nothing else. You don't see nobody's structure, nobody's form, nobody's religions, nobody's institutions, and nobody's ideas. What you see is your God mind and your ability to create. I want to go into that. But that was my piece I wanted to speak on world peace. World peace means that they must acknowledge the natural order of the universe and restore it to its natural state by how they approach and respond to the original people of the earth. Until they do that, there won't be any world peace, because world peace is not an ideology. That's like somebody saying, I want peace in my home, but you walk through the door throwing furniture. Huh? It's good ideology, but you got to change your behavior. You got to change how you're dealing with the nature of reality in order to find peace. And if it doesn't exist in the nature of reality, it doesn't exist at all. It's just idealism. And that's why all the movements white people had in the 70s talking about world peace was idealistic, because they could not manifest that to reality. There will be no world peace of hippies and weeds and drugs and LSD. There will only be world peace when the black race is exalted and put into their divine position as they were at the beginning of time. It's a fact. There was more peace in Kemet and in our ancient civilizations of Atlantis, Lemuria. There were more peace in those civilizations than there are today. That's a fact. I wonder why. I wonder why. And they have created monuments that all of their chaotic destruction cannot even touch. That's how peaceful they were. That their monuments exist peacefully and uncorrupted and destroyed through time. That's heavy. So we have to get back there in our consciousness. And by us doing that and not getting up into caught into white supremacy and materialism, by us doing that, we are contributing to peace. By doing that. That's our peace. And if they want to support us in getting back to world peace, then they have to begin to realize us for who we are and know that they Johnny come lately. And honor their damn daddy and their mama and get the hell out the way. That's all they can do. There's nothing else they can do. Because everything that they have tried to do has been egotistical. It's nothing you can do. It's nothing that they can do but get out the way. Them pretending like they can do something is messing us up too. Because it's arrogant. All you can do is destroy. You hand out Bibles, you build wells, whatever these Christian pastors, evangelists, you know what I'm saying, humanitarians are doing, it doesn't work. It strengthens white supremacy. Whatever the white man does, pretending like he's going to help black people, keep making himself appear as the savior. He is not the savior. He is destroyer. He's destroyed more than he has saved. Count the bones of our ancestors in the bottom of the Atlantic Oceans. Count the bones of the Native Americans. Even count the bones of the Jews, of what he's done to his own people. So the European cannot save anybody. The only act that a European can do to help us is to just be still. Go sit your ass down somewhere. And let us come into the consciousness to refigure out our divinity so we can use our powers to bring the universe back into balance. But as long as he's running there talking about, I'll help, it's like somebody come in your kitchen. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And knock all the shit over. I'll help you get it. And while they're helping you, they're still knocking shit over. I got it. No, you know what? Just get the fuck out the kitchen. Go in there and sit down somewhere. That's what the European has to do. That's what he has to do, because his behavior is cloaked with white supremacy. I want to help. I can help. I'm the one that help. I'm the helper, the great helper. So all of his acts still have that mind frame behind them. And I debated with a European about this before. He said, I'm teaching black kids and I'm teaching black children, and I'm trying to, this is what they're going through with their parents and at home, and I'm coming in and I'm helping them and I'm going to be a teacher. I said, you know, do you see yourself as white? Yeah. I said, well, that's a part of, you're still a part of the problem. Until you get rid of even seeing yourself as a white man and seeing white and black yourself, that's the only way you can solve it. If he saw himself as a human helping other humans, you feel me? Then that would be some level of enlightenment. That's some level of humanitarian. But he sees himself as a white man going to help black kids. So you are still reinforcing the separation between white and black, which is the only problem. That some people are greater than others due to their lighter complexion. More privileged, have more opportunity and more ability to solve problems than others. So if he himself can get rid of white, get rid of being right, then he will be a part of the solution. But that's hard for them to do because their ego says we must help. And that's why they hit us over the head with Christianity. because they wanted to make things